Try as I might, I can run, but I can't hide. Arsenal 0, PSG 1. And in my heart of hearts, I did not have the same confidence for this tie that I did for the Madrid tie, which is why I didn't put out a video saying I was standing on business, because realistically, I was kind of like, and that comes from a few things. Thomas Partey has been our best midfielder all season. That's the truth of the matter. Declan Rice has been a close second, but Thomas Partey has been our best midfielder this season. I personally thought he was finished before the year. I thought his legs were gone. He wouldn't be able to hack it. But he has proven me wrong, and he is invaluable to this team. The first 20 minutes, we got punched in the mouth like Conor Benn, and we couldn't fight back. PSG came out flying. Kvaratskhelia had Timber on ropes. He fouled him at least 3 times in the first half, just off memory alone, and arguably should have given away a penalty. It was they came out firing and we were sleeping. The stadium was buzzing before the game, but it seemed that once they started strong, we were caught cold. And the fans, I was really disappointed with the fans. The fans went quiet. The atmosphere was really, really poor considering the magnitude of the occasion, considering it's our first Champions League semi-final since 2009. You'd think they'd be bubbling, but the anxiety and the fear that, oh, this might not go well, translated through the crowd noise. Like, it felt flat. I wouldn't have been intimidated if I was a PSG player, and it showed. I think the possession was like 70-30 in those first 20 minutes. It was bad. We couldn't get a foothold on the ball. Saliba kept hoofing it. It was like, we'd pass people and it's like, where are the options? It was long ball, channel ball each time. Kyrgios tried a few channel balls, but it was bad. And we were kind of like, just get a foothold, control the game. But the man that controls the game is Thomas Partey, and he wasn't there. And Rice did really well in that role. Don't get it twisted. But Marino didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a good game. It was just anonymous. Whereas PSG's midfield, when they have the ball, the way they move it is so slick. Like, PSG's possession has intent to it. Once Vitinha or Neves pushes it to the wings, there's intent. The gap between the dynamism in PSG's wingers and Arsenal's wingers is like the gap from here to York. It's massive. Massive. When Doué has the ball, you're like, oh, what's going to happen? When Kvaratskhelia has the ball, you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Martin Elliott does not give you that feeling. That's the reality of the situation. We could have signed Kvaratskhelia for 60 mil. Kvaratskhelia was not starting when he got to PSG. He's starting now. Barcola has gone to the bench, and the miss that Barcola had at the end of the game, by the way, was unbelievable. He could have killed this tie, because Lord knows we would not have overturned a 2-goal deficit in Paris. But thankfully, he missed that. Kvaratskhelia, he had Timber on ropes like I haven't seen any winger do before, because Timber's one of the best right backs in the world. No doubt in my mind. But that was the most vulnerable I've ever seen him. And he seemed to have an injury of some sort towards the end. I don't know if he was nursing it the whole time, but I was like, Arteta, some subs, please. He was moving like JJ Redick against the Timberwolves. Just no subs, no changes. You started with a certain dynamic. Cool. Partey's suspension, we always knew that was going to be a big issue. Everyone could have told you that. Partey's suspension, no problem. How do you adapt? There were different options. He chose to go Marino midfield, Trossard up top, which is, it's not egregious. It's the simplest solution. Okay? I forgot to say, once it was evident that it wasn't working, by the 60th minute, Arteta should have made changes, whether that be moving Skelly into midfield and bringing Zinchenko on, who I thought was injured, but he wasn't injured. Whether that be bringing Waneri on, something had to change. But keeping it stagnant for that long was just, it was like banging your head against the wall and expecting it to bleed less the next time. It's not going to happen. He went with that. It didn't work. We created a few clear-cut chances, like Martinelli. Lewis Skelly, by the way, good Lord almighty, that boy is good. If you want to say generational, I'm with you. An 18-year-old should not be hooping like this. An 18-year-old should not have this IQ. An 18-year-old should not be this strong. An 18-year-old should not have this kind of vision, weight of pass. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. The best patch of play in the whole game came from Lewis Skelly receiving in the middle. And initially, I was scared. I thought it was Timber, but then I clocked who it was, and the through ball he played to Martinelli, I was on my feet thinking Martinelli was going to slot it in like he did at the Bernabeu, but Donnarumma pulls out a great save. The angle was slightly tighter because Martinelli actually whipped it more than I thought initially. But Donnarumma is a monster of a keeper. Let's keep a spade a spade. He's a monster of a keeper. He can't really play with his feet like that, but he is a monster of a shot stopper. But that and the Trossard chance were only real clear-cut chances where it's like, oh, that's a sit. I don't even know if sitter is the word, because that's disingenuous to the caliber of the saves that were pulled off. But those are only clear-cut chances. Other than that, I don't know if I want to do it now or later. But Martin Odegaard, My opinion on a player has never changed so quickly. That was one of my favorite Arsenal players. He used to be a magician, dancing on the ball, always active, always live, doing something. Now he looks like he's an expert at looking busy while doing approximately nothing. Approximately nothing. The link-up play with Saka is so forced sometimes. And then sometimes where he'd do his usual 1-2s, he's not playing it. And I don't know if he's overthinking or what, but he's so one-dimensional. He's so... I don't know if he needs to move to the left or what. I don't know if it's the ankle injury. I give him one more season, genuinely. A lot of people are done with him now, but I think he's shown enough quality in the past to merit one more season or maybe half a season. If he starts next season like this, after rehabbing this ankle, etc., I am done with him. Because first of all, he's scared of shooting. I don't think he took a single shot yesterday. And considering the errors he's in, that's inexcusable. Once upon a time, Martin Odegaard was slapping in 15 goals a season. So why is he now scared of shooting? It really, 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 really irks me, and it doesn't make a modicum of sense. Because Saka's getting the ball and he's doubled up every single time because they know Odegaard's not dribbling. He's not threatening. Odegaard doesn't dribble anymore. In tight space, I don't know. He just does a whole load of nothing. And it's incredible. He waves his arms. Lee Gunner was right. Lee Gunner was right. And I want him to prove him wrong. The jury is still out. But right now I'm thinking if we win the Champions League, Odegaard's the captain, is going to lift the trophy. And I'm like, give it to Rice or Gabriel. Bring Gabriel from his crutches to lift that trophy. Odegaard has been one of our worst performers for a while now. It's almost undisputed. And that's our captain. It's simply not good enough. It's simply not good enough. Another thing I want to touch on is Saliba. Kiwior has been better than Saliba since he came into this team. Almost undisputedly been better. And that's nothing we expected. We expected Saliba to be the one to take the charge and step up to the plate, with Gabriel out and lead the defense. But he's looked very vulnerable. This is probably one of the best one-on-one centre-backs in the world. Like, to win a duel against Saliba is a chore. But I don't know if he's not mentally switched on or what, but there are times where he was hoofing it away, just not looking settled. And I'm like, brother, what is going on? Saliba, we've known as the Rolls Royce, calm, collected, unfazed, composed to a fault, almost like Van Dijk, where it's like sometimes we need you to act snappy. The game doesn't have to be at your pace. That's his flaw, being too good in that regard. But that's not what's been happening. And he needs to fix up fairly quickly. Now, is it over? Hell no. I firmly believe we can go to Paris and win. I don't see why we can't. Genuinely. With Partey's back in that team, if we play the right lineup, if changes are made when changes need to be made, I don't see why we can't. It does come down to moments and taking your chances. Because there's a world yesterday where Arsenal win that game 2-1. There's a world yesterday where Arsenal win 2-0. That Dembele finish was nuts. The way he put that thing in the bottom corner was disgusting. And you can think back to Madrid. Yes, now it's 5-1, demolish Madrid. If Rice doesn't score free kick 1 or free kick 2, that game ends 0-0 and we go to Bernabeu 0-0. I don't know if we win that tie. Yes, Mourinho scored the third, but the way the momentum works in football is that it was on our side. We just kept pushing. If we don't score that first free kick, do we even win the game, let alone 3-0, let alone 5-1? I don't know. Yesterday, no one stood up for those moments, and that's been the gap in the team for a long time. We don't have enough moments players. That's the reality of the situation. If Saka is doubled up, who else can step up? Obviously, you're not expecting Rice bangers every week. It's just an unrealistic expectation. This is football. Not that he even had a free kick chance to recreate such a thing. So my question is, who is going to stand up and be counted next week? This weekend, Premier League, I could care less. I could, play under 18s for we can lose 10-0 and I'll smile. Go to Paris with the mentality locked in. Forget the promo videos. We don't need you to tell us how big the occasion is. We know how big the occasion is. Just focus. And we generally can beat them. They are a very, very good side. They could have put that tie to bed. Gonzalo Ramos hit the crossbar. As I said, Barcola missed a sitter. There was one shot Doué had where Raya made a great save. So they will have their moments as well. Don't get it twisted. They have enough quality to equally hold the ball. So we have to get it and keep it and be impactful with it. PSG had more possession, but they had more impactful possession as well in the first half anyway. When first half they dominated and they had more chances. Second half we had more of the ball. But I don't even know if I'd call it dominance. We had territory, but I don't know. It felt like a whole load of nothing. There's one time that Odegaard floated in this cross from the right half space, and I wanted to bang my head against the wall because he just floated into Donnarumma's hands, and I'm like, what are you actually doing? But I am optimistic. The reason I'm not downcast is because it's a game of two halves. It's a 2-leg tie for a reason. And I would have, In this tie, I think I would have liked to go to Paris first. But then the way the stadium was yesterday and how nervous everyone was, would they have been up for it second leg? I don't know. So maybe it's better. We are better away, funny enough. It's a weird phenomenon, but we're better away from home. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, like it was with Madrid, that the second leg is away. And to win the Champions League, you need an iconic tie. You know, when Chelsea won the Champions League in 2012, you can remember them going to Barcelona and Torres. There are moments. We need one of those moments. Who is going to rise up and give us one of those moments? Do we have? We have the worst attack of the four remaining teams by far. I'd say we have the best defense, but we have the worst attack by far. So I am worried that we could have a great game and still not have that killer instinct, that cutting edge to get it done. But it is important to remember perspective. Havertz is out. Havertz, for better or for worse, is one of our better attackers. Gabriel is out. Jesus, who would have added some dynamism, is out. Those are three key players. And yes, injuries happen. This is football. And it's very impressive that we've gotten to this point, considering our relative lack of depth in a lot of important areas. Because of injuries, obviously, Calafiori is out, Zinchenko is out, blah, blah, blah. But now, the story time is over. There's no excuses anymore. Will you deliver or will you not? It's that simple. No one's going to remember, oh, this person was missing, this person was missing. That's a story for the gods. Will we deliver? I think the answer is yes. Who's going to step up? I don't know, generally. But I won't sit here and pretend I have the same confidence level I did for the Madrid tie. That would be disingenuous of me, and I'd be lying to you for the sake of, having a clip and saying I told you so. I'm not as confident, but I'm not downcast because I generally think we can go to Paris and win. And as for Barca Inter tonight, I generally think Inter are winning this tie. Barca have a lot of attacking quality, but Inter are just so hard to beat. And that's an invaluable tool. We lost yesterday because, if we didn't concede so early yesterday, again, it's moments. I can't stress enough how ridiculous that Dembele finishes. It's going away from Raya the whole time. Whether he meant it or not, I genuinely think he meant it. But that's ridiculous technique. Unstoppable shot. I don't know where Rice was going. I'm going to be honest. I don't think he needed to double up on Timber yet. And if he was doubling up, somebody else had to come across and cover Dembele. Letting Dembele ghost in from there is criminal. And we paid for it. You can't make errors of that magnitude at this level. And it was rightfully punished. It is what it is. That's the way the game goes. We had more than enough chances of our own. I think we had 1.5 XG or something. We didn't score. That's the way it is. So we've got to be ruthless. It's the same things we've been saying. We've got to be ruthless. We've got to be killers. We've got to take our chances. We've got to create more chances as well. Martin Odegaard, I am looking at you. In the last 3 Champions League games, if you take an approximate sum of every player, you have arguably been our worst. At best, second worst or third. Woohoo, penultimate worst player. That's our skipper. It's got to be better. Between you, I don't know. Odegaard, I'm looking at you. That's a simple fact. I'm looking at you. You've got to be better. There are positions where Odegaard has been in where you could put John McGinn there and he'd be better. And that's not an insult to McGinn. McGinn's a great footballer, but you could put John McGinn and he would be better. The Bruno debates, I'm not trying to hear it. I am not trying to hear it. Bruno has gone clear. He's just better. That's the reality of the situation. If Odegaard wants to snatch his chain, feel free to snatch his chain. But right now, I'm not fighting for him. Why should I fight for him? Yes, obviously I'll defend my players in public, but I consider this to be in private. Odegaard has been whack for way too long. And I already talked about the reasons that may be, but it's really the more I think about it, the angrier. I'm not angry. The more I think about it, the more frustrated I get because it's how can you regress as a player at 25? Is it the injury? Is it stuff outside? I don't know what it is. I generally don't know, but it's bad. And right now, Odegaard is the most replaceable player in our starting lineup. Maybe he needs to shift to LCM, but that's a whole different angles, etc. I don't know. Different platform, whatever he needs. A running behind striker, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. But Martin Odegaard has to be better. Simple fact.